Full Service Radio is proudly supported and hosted by Simplecast, the easiest way for a podcast creator to publish and distribute audio on the internet. For more information, visit simplecast.com.
Full Service Radio.
Peace, everyone, and welcome to the Edible Activist Podcast. I'm your host, Melissa L. Jones, broadcasting live from the lobby of the Line, D.C. This podcast is where dynamic people of color in the food and agricultural space share their personal food journeys, passions, and perspectives that stem from the land, all exemplifying the spirit of activism in their own edible way. Let's get started. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the Edible Activist Podcast. Today on the show, I have a really great guest who I'm excited to have. Lisa Harris is the owner and visionary behind the Waterhole, which is a juice bar located in Mount Rainier, Maryland. She is also a creative artist with many, many talents, and I'm serious, y'all. She's lived in Mount Rainier for several years and has deep roots in the local community. Her passion is finding ways to heal the body using organic resources. When her father passed from cancer in 2013, she was inspired and committed to pursue her dreams and accomplish her goals. Peace, Lisa.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Good morning.
It's only me and you. Well, everybody and our listeners, right?
Everybody tuning in.
You're right. I forgot about them already. Sorry, guys. We got started just a bit late, but thanks for your patience. But we're here in full effect. And I'm excited to have Lisa because Lisa has this really dope juice bar that I know a lot of you guys know about. And there are a lot of you guys who are supporters of the Waterhole. And some of you guys don't know where the Waterhole is and all about Lisa's juice bar. So we are actually going to learn more about Lisa's journey just a bit, because for those who tune into this show regularly and know about my platform, you understand that we learn about our guests and their walks. So we're going to learn about you, Lisa, just a little bit. And then we're going to learn about the Mount Rainier community and the residents and families that you serve, because the Waterhole really embodies the entire community, which I absolutely love. And then we're going to get an understanding of the way of life that is close to nature. You know, I really dig the Waterhole vibes. And every time I'm in the juice bar, I'm like, take me to the land. Take me to Jamrock, literally. And then we're also going to debunk some myths around raw and live juices and food, and the culture that has been created around healthy living, which I feel like has been a revolving theme in how people define healthy living. But there are also some folks, when they hear live food and juices, they don't really associate what it should be. And that's okay, because food is a journey for a lot of people, and it's such a judgmental thing. And so we just want to educate folks about live food and really, again, debunking the myths around all of that. And I'm sure you hear some things too with folks who may not really be familiar with the whole raw life or stuff like that. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to let our listeners know what's going to go down in this show. So we're going to open up with the Waterhole and really defining what that means to you, Lisa, before we dive into Lisa's path.
Okay, so the Waterhole means a lot to me. The Waterhole is also a tribute to my father as well. But the Waterhole is a lifestyle brand. The Waterhole, our slogan is live organically, right? And so the Waterhole is about just living organic through all means, and what we're really trying to do is to feed people physically, mentally, spiritually. And so at the Waterhole, not only will you be able to just get juice, fresh juice, but we also have activities. We also have story times. We also have workshops. We have cooking classes. So it's not only just focused on you walking in and getting fresh juice. It is a lifestyle brand that promotes to live organically, to nurture yourself. The part of the reason why it's called the Waterhole, it's a melting pot. It's a place where you could come. It's a place where you could gather. And my focus is really about community and to nurture the community in all ways, not just with juice, but to nurture their mind, their body, soul, and spirit.
Absolutely. So I have to say there have been times where I walked into Lisa's bar and it's a bar full of moms and toddlers, which I absolutely love, that you create that space and that time for moms and their kids just to come.
Right. Yeah, on Fridays we have a story time where we partner with Prince George's County Libraries, and we have librarians come and the kids get smoothies and get stories read to them, and they get to dance.
I love it. And it is a party.
Yep.
It is a true party. So, Lisa, walk us through your story. Again, I know that, as you mentioned before, the Waterhole is many things, but it's definitely a tribute to your father who passed back in 2013. Did I get the year right?
Right.
And so what was your health journey or non-health journey prior to your dad's passing, and then what that awakening was like, once he transitioned on?
So my health journey is it's always been there. My mom is a self-taught herbalist. My mom is super healthy, and she raised us in a healthy environment. I remember spending weekends at Smile Herb Shop in the backyard with the guy we used to call the Turtle Man, and he would give us turtles. We grew up pretty much.
Is the Turtle Man still there? I want a turtle.
No, he's
damn
not.
it. Okay.
But so we grew up in a healthy environment. My mom was pretty healthy, like I said, and so we always had that instilled in us, me and my siblings. And so when I became an adult, I just took it to the next level and really just focused on health and things like that. And then there was a time where I got away from health when I was traveling a lot and figuring out where I wanted to be in the world and living in different places. And during that time is when my father started to get sick and make his transition. And so for me, not only has the Waterhole been a journey for me to help others, but it's been a journey for me as well to get back to my health and get back to my practices. And it's still a journey, so it's not a journey where I'm just feeding people things. I'm living this as well and getting back to my healthy self as well.
Which is really important. And I think I like like you said, the Waterhole is a lifestyle, and I like that you're very much the brand, so to speak. And I like how you see Lisa's face. Like you go onto the Waterhole's Instagram page, and you're going to see Lisa telling you, the health benefits behind this and that. And, so you're really involved, and it shows, again, you live the lifestyle, and which I think is really important. And so with that said, and thank you for sharing that, when you decide, actually, let me back up. So the Waterhole is the first and only juice bar in Mount Rainier, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. There was a juice bar, but I believe it was like out of somebody's house long time ago.
That ain't no juice bar. That wasn't no real business. But I don't knock them, but
I've heard stories. I've heard stories from some of the people that have been living in Mount Rainier for years and years and years.
That wasn't no real business. But I bring that up because, and I don't want to deviate from the conversation, and I actually wanted to intro that as well, is because, we're, first of all, as we honor Black History Month this February, and for me, Black History is every day, not just February. Part of, having these conversations are talking to folks who are making history. And so I really do feel like later on, like years from now, you are going to be that person who started Mount Rainier is very small, but who cares? Like, it's a really awesome town, but you are going to be the person who started the juice bar, the one and only juice bar in that town. And I think I don't want to take away from that. I don't want to discredit that. So I definitely bring that up. And I look forward to listening to this podcast, years down the line, saying, Lisa made history in Mount Rainier. So don't discredit that. Don't walk away from that at all. So one of the things that I love about the Waterhole is that it really is a juice bar. You know, like it really is. Like it's a bar. You can go sit at the bar and you can just like hang out, vibe out. And the other thing that I really like about it is that there seems to be a lot of influence from the Rastafarian community, which I love and I have a fascination with. And so walk us through like how that community influences your brand.
So that community influences my brand pretty simple. Just Hyattsville living,
Yes.
living organically, clean foods, clean living, and just vibes.
Good vibes, energetic vibes.
Yep, it's pretty simple.
And it's all good vibes that come in, right? All
Yep.
good vibes.
Yeah.
All good vibes. So how does it, and why is living close to nature so important? Because again, I tell you, when I walk in there, I'm like, take me to the islands, like stat. I want to sit underneath a coconut tree. That's really how I feel when I walk in there. Like I
Right.
really want to go to the islands when I walk in there. But if I can't go to Jamaica, you know, I'm going to go to like a juice bar, the Waterhole, and I am consuming fruits and vegetables that are, you know, that are giving me sunlight because they receive sunlight, you know? And so why is it important that we consume fruits and vegetables that are close to the earth?
So for me,
Or to the sun, rather.
For me, what I really say is juicing is fast tracking your nutrients. Juicing is fast tracking your nutrients. And when fruits and vegetables grow, they're getting direct sunlight. So you're getting plant matter, you're getting sun matter, you're getting all these things that are directly connected to nature. And it just goes with the whole vibe as well. It gives you that whole experience, you know, plants, sun, the whole vibration of what you were saying that you experienced. So not only is the Waterhole somewhere you could just come and get juice, but the Waterhole is also an experience.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to create for people.
Yeah. Are there any type of like, how much do you find yourself needing to educate individuals who may not be familiar with juicing? Because first of all, juicing is a chore.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I remember when I used to juice a lot and I was like, this is too much. It's a lot. And so when people walk into juice bars, and I've seen this, not your juice bar, but other juice bars, and they complain about the price, I'm like, y'all don't understand the effort, like the effort that it takes going into to juice 1 carrot. Right. And you get this much juice. Like, right. Nah. So, but how much do you find yourself needing to educate, you know, folks around the health benefits of juice and the process? Because some people may not understand it.
Yeah, we definitely have to educate a lot, but we also have workshops and we also have people that we work with directly to help educate as well. Mm-hmm, so not only does the Waterhole just provide one service from us, but we partner with a lot of people to help educate, and we have workshops and things as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. Again, I always say food is a judgmental space, and so, you know, you have to be prepared for the folks who don't understand what it is, and that's okay. Right? Like, that's okay. And you want them to come to the Waterhole. Right. Because not only are they're going to get watered, you know, their soul and their mind and their body, as you said, but you want those individuals to come because that's really, 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 really important to have that educational piece. Is again, it's food can be very judgmental, and I feel like you already have a space that is non-judgmental, and everybody who works there is so inviting. And she mentioned her mom. If y'all ever walk in there and you see her mother, and I'm telling you, they look just alike. I can like never not reference it when I see your mother. I just can't. I just really, really can't. So let's talk about some of this live food that you have, or some, not even, I don't know if it's like all live, but you definitely have some specialty food products that I actually haven't tried yet because I'm not familiar with everything, but I do definitely think it's interesting. So let's talk about some of the food products that you have at the Waterhole.
So what we currently do at the Waterhole right now is we rotate food products, and then we rotate people that come in and that do food products as well. So we work with Different World, and they suggest a lot of our food vendors. And
really,
yeah, we've had like Eat for Beauty. They do the raw foods pizza. They had an event.
I was there for that.
Yeah, and
it
so
was everything.
Yeah, so we rotate a lot of people in and out. We've had Raw on Wheels. Right now, we currently have
Raw on Wheels.
Raw on Wheels.
Who did that?
They were a company that we used when we first were starting.
Okay.
They're excellent as well. They're raw foods as well, and so we do some raw, and then we do vegan as well. Currently, we're using Doda's Kitchen.
I love Doda's. Actually, Lisa put me on to Doda's. Okay, I got to give you props for that.
So we do specialty items with them. So we have a spirulina lemon cake.
Yeah, see, I always look at that, right? But it's the spirulina that kind of like catches me off guard. I'm like, let me stick to my juice.
Yeah, and you can't really taste it, but it's definitely in it. No. And then right now we also have a maca sweet potato cake that is really excellent.
Is that Doda's too?
Yeah, it's Doda's too. So we work with them to just do customized items for the Waterhole.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so I am gonna go back and try the spirulina, but that's not Doda's though. Is it?
That's Doda's.
It is Doda's.
Too.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go back. So for the listeners, tell everybody what spirulina is.
Spirulina is a sea algae.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really, 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 really excellent for you, for your immunity, high in B12, iron. We created we put it in our green goji. And our green goji is a really mineral dense drink as well. Okay. And so with the spirulina, you're getting a lot of your minerals as well.
Okay. So green goji is another one I haven't tried because goji berries just aren't my thing.
But see, you don't even taste the goji berries
don't?
in it as well. And so goji berries are packed with iron as well, which is really good for women.
In what ways? I like hearing it's really good for women.
Yeah, the iron
is gonna give me like wings. Can I like fly? Oh, iron. Yeah. Okay, which a lot of women
have deficiencies.
And I know that I do. I am definitely okay. So I gotta try the spirulina, and I definitely have to try the goji berries. Okay, got it. So what else is going on at the Waterhole? The other thing actually that I wanted to point out is that I really like the fact that you let me rewind. Lisa's an artist herself. And so I remember walking into, she said in her own words, this is more than a juice bar. Yes, it's a juice bar with fresh organic juices, but they do classes, educational events. And so I was in there and I'm looking at the tables, right? And I'm just like, I really like these wooden tables. Like, where'd you get these from? And Lisa's just like, oh, I made them. I was like, are you kidding me? When I say that she's an artist with many, 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 many talents, she really is. And so, Lisa, you're a builder. And a lot of people don't know that. I mean, people who are close to you know that. But essentially, okay, you are an entrepreneur, but you are literally a builder. And she does have some other projects going on. I don't know if she wants to share, but you are a builder. But as an artist, how does that fold into your brand? Because for those who haven't been to the Waterhole, Lisa also she allows local artists to hang out paintings and portraits of like different travels, which are just beautiful and phenomenal. And I just really like that you open that space up to artists. How does that blend into the work that you do?
It blends into the work that I do because it goes back to community, right? Mm-hmm. And so being able to be creative in the Waterhole and gather the creativity myself, and it can translate into the store. Well, that's why a lot of times people are like, you are the brand, because I have creative combinations with the juices. I've kind of created the atmosphere creatively. Like, a lot of the events that I have are super creative and artistic. And, everybody loves health and artists, right?
I do. And it really is a creative space. It's a creative space. The Waterhole is a creative space. Again, really, really, really great vibes. All right, guys. So I should have done this earlier. My bad, because Melissa is human. So For those who are just tuning in, I'm Melissa L. Jones, chatting here live with Lisa Harris, who is the owner and operator of the Waterhole Juice Bar in Mount Rainier, Maryland. And we are broadcasting live from the lobby of the Line, DC. So thank you for tuning in. For those who don't know where Mount Rainier is, as we continue to talk about it, it is a small town with a lot of history that is nestled right in between DC and Hyattsville. But I got that right?
Yep.
I think I know some my geographics just a bit.
Yeah, right next to Brentwood. Brentwood is right before you get to Hyattsville, so it's Mount Rainier, Brentwood, Hyattsville.
Because is Brentwood smaller than?
Yeah, Brentwood's a little bit teenier.
Yeah, that's why I blink when I see when I go past Brentwood. So anyway, so Lisa has just been. She started off just telling me a little bit about her path and that she's. Was raised in a home that very much so valued healthy living, and a healthy lifestyle. And the Waterhole was pretty much birthed after her father, who passed away from cancer in 2013, and which was a dream and a goal of her to pursue. And she has done it. And as I reminded Lisa that she is the first and only, legit juice bar in Mount Rainier. And again, I place emphasis on that, especially as I think a lot about, our Black history. I think about who's making history. And I feel like everyone who are bringing to this show and everyone who I come into contact with are, you guys are making history. And it just warms my heart because I just know that years from now, we're going to look back at these conversations and be like, Lisa Harris created this really dope space in the community. The African-American, female-owned business, just doing really great things. And she's passionate about health. She's really passionate about health. So thank you guys for tuning in. And so we're actually going to take a really quick break. We did get started a bit late, guys. But we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. You're listening to Perfect Day, produced by Artists Authentic. For more of Authentic's work, visit allornothingstudios.com. Hey, welcome back, guys. This is Melissa L. Jones of the Edible Activist Podcast, broadcasting live from the lobby of the Line, DC. I've been chatting here with the wonderful Lisa Harris of the Waterhole. Say what up, Lisa.
Hey, guys. How you feeling?
Sorry, we got started just a little bit late. Lisa has some fires to put out as a business owner, always putting out fires. I understand that. So thank you guys for tuning in. For those who are just now tuning in, literally, just been sitting here chatting with Lisa, just learning a little bit about her health walk. Because I'm always interested in just, hearing, folks' stories in the space of food and especially in relation to what they already do. So just learning a little bit about that and, how living close to nature is so important, and her just amazing creative space and juice bar that she started and built called the Waterhole in Mount Rainier, Maryland. So yeah, and for you guys who've already been listening, thank you so much. So Lisa, when some folks hear live foods, raw foods, sometimes they don't necessarily think like fresh juice, or they just think apple or like a piece of lettuce or something like that. Right. Or some people just don't know. They just think, they hear the word raw and they're like, I don't want to eat raw, like, food. I don't want, like, what is raw, like, what is raw going to do for me? What is live food? So like, what is your response to that? Or what is your, how would you define that for the person who just does not know anything about holistic living?
Well, first, I feel like it's a balance. You don't have to just eat raw. You don't have to just eat vegan. You don't have to just eat. So for my response is, a lot of people think when they hear raw, they think just like slimy, uncooked,
right? Or a raw piece of meat,
raw piece of meat, right? And so a lot of times it's important to say raw vegan, right?
Yeah.
Or raw, whatever you're doing. But for me, I just let people know that it just means that all your enzymes are still alive, all your everything is still active, And so I just try to break it down to people like juicing is live, right?
Yeah.
If you're consuming it right away, even with your stuff that you dehydrate, you're still eating live. And so you could do a lot of different things. Like, a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Live is simple. It's not just you're eating raw meat. I think what it is the terms are the things that confuse people.
Yeah.
And the terms are the things that throw people off and turn people away from healthy living. And if we could just use better terms or find different ways or present it to people rather than just to box it into these terms,
yes,
a lot of people would eat and consume
and
better.
Then they would understand just how simple the term like really is and what it means, live food. I ate apple on my way here.
Right.
Exactly. That's a live food.
but that's what I've learned with a lot of things, even outside of health, but mainly with health as well, is that these are the terms that box us. These are the terms are what boxes people.
Yeah.
And people feel like they have to stay in this type of bracket if they're vegan. They have to stay in this bracket if they're vegetarian. And it's for people that are transitioning and having transitional diets. A lot of the terms are what throw people off. So I just try to present people with stuff and familiar stuff.
Yeah.
In a live way.
Yeah, and that's really important because, like you said, people do tend to box terms, and it drives people away. And sometimes people don't even want to hear all that jargon.
Exactly.
You just want to keep it simple.
Exactly.
You really just want to keep it simple. So I definitely want to go back just a bit. And let me tell you, Lisa's Mount Rainier community is diehard for the Waterhole.
Yeah, they are.
They are ride or die, and it's present when you go into your juice bar. And I think that's just so powerful to be in a place where people really support what you do. They support the movement, they support the lifestyle. Like, how does that make you feel, and how does that impact the work that you do day to day? And do you ever feel like you don't want to disappoint the community? Because they are ride or die for you. I've said that to you before.
Yeah, they definitely are. And so Mount Rainier is a historical arts district. And some of my beginning works with art and music started in Mount Rainier. So I didn't just come into Mount Rainier as a business owner. I was already a part of Mount Rainier. So a lot of people that are my regulars have known me for years, way before the Waterhole.
Wow.
So it goes deeper than just the Waterhole. So the community backs me because I am a part of this community. I'm not just a business owner in the community.
Because you, if I'm not mistaken, you were, and forgive me, I didn't say this earlier, you were art, like at one of the artist residents, or you did an artist residency in Mount Rainier.
Yeah. And so we have a studio at the Mount Rainier Artist Loft.
I told y'all she was more than a juice bar owner. and she's a creative with many, many, many talents. And I want her to break down every single thing that she does. But yeah, they are ride or die. Like I said, I've gone in there some days and I'm like, it is moms galore with kids turning up.
Yeah, Mount Rainier, I definitely get a lot of love from Mount Rainier, and Mount Rainier supports me for sure.
No, I absolutely love it. I really, really, really do. That's what's up. So what projects are you working on currently, Lisa?
So currently I'm working on a couple projects. I'm working on a project that is in Mount Rainier to expand more of the Waterhole and the variety that the Waterhole has, and food and art and entertainment. And then I'm also working on a couple lighting projects as well.
What? So Lisa, so she just kind of threw that in, right? So Lisa didn't tell you that she also does like production stuff outside of the juice bar. But no, I'm actually really excited. And I know, like, silly me, like I said, what projects are you working on? I know, and I've seen some of the developments, but I wanted her to share. But I'm really excited because you are working to expand the space to bring, like you said, more entertainment to the community, and also give artists, a bigger platform to come in and do their thing, right?
Right.
All in the space of health and love, which I think is really, really, really exciting. So what have you, in this journey, and even spawning before you started the business, you said you have deep roots in Mount Rainier as an artist, as a resident, and then starting this journey. Like, what are some of the perspectives? Like, how have your perspectives in this space shaped? It's probably more than one.
Yeah, it is definitely. I mean, things are forever changing, and I'm growing and I'm learning. Yeah. I'm learning with the space. So my perspective has shifted a lot with everything almost.
Yeah. But as, and as a business owner, and the landscape has changed, since 5 years ago, 2 years ago, like 10 years ago. A lot has changed. Have there been any just groundbreaking revelations, or just, just other ideas or just other perspectives that have come into play, being, an African American woman, in the entrepreneurial space, being in the health space. And one of the things that I tend to bring up when I'm talking to folks, especially in the health and wellness space, is I bring up a frustration of mine, actually, of that I'm tired of seeing people die when they don't have to,
right?
And like you said, everybody has their own opinions of what type of lifestyles you choose to live, whether it's raw, vegan, carnivore, plant-based, one day, whatever. But for me, there's definitely a frustration of people who are affected by certain ailments and illnesses, and they don't have to be, and they're losing their lives at a young age, So have there been any health perspectives or just any frustrations or, in that realm, when doing this work? Because I know you can't save everybody.
No, you
right?
can't save everybody. and people have to want to be saved. A lot of times,
that's true.
A lot of times, a lot of people come in when it's too late, or, or it's like their family are kind of pushing them to the change, and it's not consistent. It's all about consistency.
Yeah. Have you ever had someone come in what have been some of those stories? Have you ever had anybody come in? And I've never asked this question. Have you ever had anybody come in at desperation of just, health is fading?
Yeah, definitely. So the Waterhole works with Dr. Watkins.
Oh, you do? Shout out Dr. Watkins.
Yeah, that does the PFW. So everybody, so what he does is when when he has customers that he's working with and he prescribes them a certain juice or a certain tonic, he'll send it over to me and I'll make it for them. So a lot of times his people are coming in with tumors, his people are coming in with a lot of health elements, right? And so basically we make juice for them. And so we watch a lot of things change, and he's the doctor that does it, you know, and I just follow his plan for the client. And it's amazing because we've watched people's tumors shrink. We've watched people's gout disappear. I've seen all types of things, and it really works. But he has a strict regimen for them, and they see him all the time, and he's with them all the time. He does check-ins with them, and it's really intense and strict and consistent.
I am definitely a testament to Dr. Watkins, who, by the way, Dr. Watkins is a holistic doctor. His practice is in Southeast, right? I believe. Northeast. And I've seen
the
him.
Dr. Watkins Institute.
Dr. Watkins Institute, yep. And so I saw him a couple years ago, and this was at a point where, gosh, I gained a lot of weight. And, you know, my life is always a transition, always, every day. And I was really in a transition. And I remember seeing him and I just like cried. I think these days when anybody asks me, how you doing? I just cry. But I remember this moment of just crying. I was just like, this isn't happening. That isn't happening. Anyway, fast forward. I got his plan, and it is a strict regimen.
Yeah, it really is.
We talking like vegetable broth, and I mean, it's all liquid. And I can't tell you, like, those results were phenomenal. They really, really, really were. And I stayed on it for quite some time, and I just felt so good. And, you know, to that point, you know, I have been, you know, in waiting rooms and have witnessed, you know, it doesn't, you know, you don't have to, it don't take a lot to see stuff, you know. And so just witnessing, you know, folks in pain and just seeing their agony, and just knowing that there are folks like Lisa, you know, and others in this space who are definitely offering health and wellness to folks. And like you said, you also have to be responsible. I remember Kepper even saying that, you know, like you know, and you have to want it, you know.
Definitely.
And I understand that, you know, food, you know, and especially organic food, people label it as expensive, and it can definitely be pricey for some folks, but you know, I cherish my health, so you know, it just is what it is. So anyway, so before we close out, Lisa, what do you want your legacy to be?
Live organically. Just, you know, I want my legacy to be health, wellness, just organic living.
So like when they look back at Lisa, you want people to say she lived an organic life.
Organic life. Everything I did was organic. Everything.
And that's what you want for the people in your community too. And you're
Right.
very transparent about that.
Right.
And so simple. She's so laid back, y'all. Irie. She's cracking up. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Lisa, for joining me. And we're actually going to close out and do a quick rapid fire. Again, apology, guys, if we got started late, you know, shit happens. So anyway, go to the Waterhole. For real. Like, go visit the Waterhole. Again, I know a lot of you guys are familiar with the Waterhole, but go to the Waterhole for many reasons. It's just like a very dynamic place to be, a very chill place to be, really great vibes. And, you know, I'm about supporting my Black, you know, entrepreneurs and business owners. I'm about being intentional about where we put our dollars, and I vouch for the Waterhole. It really is an amazing space. So where can we actually find the Waterhole on?
The Waterhole is at 4004 34th Street, 4004 34th Street, Mount Rainier. It's right across from the infamous Niecy's Boutique and Gillette Co-op.
Yes, shout out to Glut. And on Instagram, social media, where can we find
on
the Waterhole?
Instagram, we're at the Waterhole Community. The Waterhole Community. Facebook,
spelled all out. The Waterhole Community.
The Waterhole, TheWaterHole Community.
Okay. Instagram and then Facebook.
And Facebook is the Waterhole.
Okay, cool. Twitter at all?
No.
No, okay. I just want folks to find y'all. I want
Yep.
folks to find you. Okay, so we're gonna close out our segment with a quick like rapid fire. Are you ready?
Yep.
I don't believe you.
I'm super ready.
Okay. These are actually going to be easy. This is going to be easy for you. Okay, so what is your favorite leafy green?
Kale.
I like kale too. I have a feeling you were going to say kale. Sweet, spicy, sour, or salty?
Spicy.
Okay, you are ready. What is your favorite fruit?
Kiwi.
Huh, that's interesting. Have you ever had the gold kiwi?
Yep.
It is so good.
Yeah,
it is so good. What's cooking in your pot these days? Literally.
So I've been into these overnight oatmeal mixes.
Yeah, I love overnight oatmeal.
Yeah, or like making these overnight cereal mixes. So I'll put like some vitality powder from Smile. They have a combination they do with like ashwagandha and stuff like that.
Here she goes saying stuff I don't even
and
know.
then
What
I'll
is this?
do some chia seeds and a little bit of oats, and then some spirulina.
What's
and
your
then,
base?
And then we'll do like hemp milk.
Okay.
And so you let it sit overnight, and then in the morning it's like a nice,
oh my gosh,
solid.
That sounds so good. I remember I was on my overnight oats phase like every single day, and I would jam pack the top of it with cinnamon in the morning.
Sometimes I don't even put the oats in, just for to give my system a break. I just use chia seeds because they kind of plump up.
Oh, that's actually smart. Okay, I'm gonna try that. So, what is one way someone can channel their inner edible activism?
Talk to you.
Too easy.
It was a rapid response.
Yeah, you actually can talk to me to channel your inner edible activism. Why can't they come to the juice bar?
They can come to the juice bar too.
And support you and get some juice and share the
yeah.
wealth and health and love of the Waterhole. You
Right.
know, like, come on now. All right, cool. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We're here live on Full Service Radio every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and you can access each episode after it airs on iTunes and Spotify. You can also catch today's show on fullserviceradio.org, which is also home to like some really cool podcasters. So really check them. Go ahead and check them out, from arts and music and culture. We have it all. Be sure to follow me at Food Talks DC on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Are you an edible activist? Come join me on this show. I would love to feature you. Just shoot me a DM on Instagram. Thanks, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Peace.
Thanks for listening to this program on Full Service Radio, broadcasting and recording from the Line Hotel in Adams Morgan, Washington, D.C. Full Service Radio programming can be accessed live and archived on fullserviceradio.org. Our talk programming is available on most podcast apps like iTunes and Stitcher, and our DJ sets are available on mixcloud.com/fullserviceradio. Full Service Radio features over 30 weekly shows and over 50 local hosts covering every topic imaginable. If you want to be a guest or get involved, email us at info@fullserviceradio.org. Follow us on Twitter at FullServiceRDO, on Instagram and Facebook at Full Service Radio. Thanks for listening.